What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Tanklebear Tech Repair, where you get everything tech, news, gaming, and nerd related. And today I wanted to do a little video of what you should know before going to college for tech while you're still in high school, if you're out of school, or if you're wanting to start your own business. These are some tips that I have learned along my way of what are the do's and don'ts of doing this. If you don't know, I'll give you a little bit of backstory about myself. I did go to college for computers, but I went to a 2-year community college for computer programming. However, I did not finish my degree because I decided this is not something I wanted to do, and now I'm left with $5,000 in student loan debt. However, I'm going to be going back to get all of my different certifications, Microsoft, networking, all that stuff. Secondly, I do own my own computer repair business, Colbert Tech Repair, here in my home. I do on-site virus removal. I do custom computer builds and things of the like. You've probably seen some of my custom computer builds here on the channel, but I thought I would give you some tips. Now, here's what you should know before starting out. If you're at the high school level, talk to your counselor about going to a local college that offers a good tech program or even a tech specialized school. Most high school counselors won't do you any good. Most of them are, I wouldn't say stupid, but they're not very intelligent. If you want to make sure this is something you really want to do, try tinkering around with computers. Try taking apart your computer at home. Make sure what sector of technology you want to get into. If you want to get into programming, which is writing code, or if you want to be in the IT section, which is divided into many different sections. It can be help desk, networking, system building, which is what I do, diagnostic and troubleshooting, which is what I also do. So there's a bunch of different paths you can choose. If you go down the programming path, there's many different languages you can choose: Python, Java, C#, C++, Visual Basic. You can be a system administrator, and there's all kinds of different paths you can choose. So try to look at, for one, how much schooling it will take to get that job, and two, what the pay will be for that job. Now, don't just take these jobs for the pay. You have to remember, this is something you will probably be doing for the rest of your life. You have to make sure it's something that you like doing. That's why whenever I first started out, I thought, hey, I might like computer programming. And then 2 years later and $5 grand later, I figure out that I don't like it. And now I own my own computer repair business doing hardware level instead of software level repairs. Now, like I said, if you're in college, make sure you know what you want to do before you start the semester. Now, what I recommend doing is going to the technology section of your college and talking to all the different professors there about what their jobs entail, such as talking to a programming instructor, seeing what programming is all about, seeing what writing in Visual Basic is all about, which is what you usually start out in. And then seeing like what Java is all about, what the workload is like, what working that job is like, what the pay is like, being a freelancer or working for a company. And if you want to go into the IT sector, which is what I'm in now, talk to the IT people. You can go to the networking guys. You can go to the system repair guys. You can talk to them and see, like I said, what their workload was like, what their pay was like, what their average day was like, and go from there. Now, after you do all that, and you go to college for it, that's great. Pick your spot you want to be, if you want to be on the programming side or the IT side, or you could do both. Because it's not good to have all your eggs in one basket, is what I'm trying to say. So you can go either way, or you can go both. Also, while you're there, if you go the IT route, I recommend getting your certifications. There is the CompTIA A+ certification, which costs about $185 just to take the test. You can be Microsoft certified, Cisco certified. There's all kinds of certifications, and they usually will help you get your foot in the door to a business, but experience and being able to show what you can do is a lot better than certifications, but it is good to have those. Now, if you go all that far, go through college, and decide this is what you want to do, you can either, one, decide to work for a company, such as a local company. I would not recommend like Geek Squad or Staples or any of that crap. I recommend a local computer shop or a local repair shop or local repair company that you can work for, to even intern in, and maybe you can rise through the ranks there, or you can do like I did and start your own repair business. Now, there are quite a few things you have to go through when starting a business. Number one is the costs. Now, you have to factor in getting your licenses for your business. To get my licenses were free. For the federal, I had to get a federal ID number if I decide to hire any employees, although I am the only employee. I'm a sole proprietor. And you have to register with the state if you do any kind of sales. Now, sales does not involve labor. Labor is non-taxable. At least here in Illinois, labor is non-taxable. So if you plan on selling any items or keeping an inventory of items such as cases, hard drives, stuff like that, you need to have a state license as well. And then beyond that, there are the costs of advertising. I've spent well over $1,000 in advertising for my local business just in the past year, trying to get more customers. There is all the equipment you need, all of your repair tools, your screwdrivers, your bits, your prying tools, everything you need for diagnostics. You have to factor that in. You have to factor in your gas spent driving from place to place, all your utility costs. And then finally you have to factor in taxes. Now, taxes are a big deal, especially if you get to be a bigger business and make quite a bit of money. There's something you can do that's called estimated taxes, and you can do this on a quarterly basis, which is every 4 months or so. And you pay, since you're self-employed, they don't take any Medicare or insurance out of your paycheck. You pretty much pay yourself. So the government wants their share. So they take how much you made and they give you an estimated amount so you don't get one huge bill at the end of the year. Now, also, if you're going into business, make sure you keep track of everything. I myself use Quicken to keep track of all my invoices. I keep track of all my customer invoices, all my business expenses, my mileage for my vehicle, all my office equipment. Everything that I do is in a document and is ready for tax purposes because it can all be deducted. Now, I'll go into detail later in a future video about businesses. If you really want to learn about what it's like to run your own business, especially a tech-based business, I'll do a video on that in the future. But I thought I would give you guys just some general tips so you don't end up like me and end up $5,000 in student loan debt for a job you didn't want to do in the first place. Alright guys, this has been Tanklebear, Cobear Tech Repair. I hope these little tips help you in the future on how to get into the tech industry, if you really should, and what you should go for. If you liked, give it a like. If you didn't, feel free to give it a dislike. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section down below. I usually get to each and every question if I can, and I will respond to you as soon as possible. You can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at Tanklebear92, and you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/CobearTechRepair. See you guys next time.